It's always a pleasure to have you on this channel. Thank you for clicking that play button. You're welcome to First Lady Fashion and Style. Today we'll be making a very beautiful sleeve pattern. It's called the rose sleeve. But before we go to the rose sleeve, someone asked me a question concerning the last video I made, and I feel I should give the explanation before I move on to the next thing. So now this was the pattern we drafted for our block pattern, and the question was about the dart and the dart here and the bust dart. So the question was, okay, we transferred this center dart here to the side dart. So the first question that I want to answer is yes, you are going to cut it off. You are supposed to cut off the dart by the side. So you are not supposed to leave it there. You are supposed to cut it off so that your dress can have the fitting, since we are not using the center dart. And then the next question is about the bust dart. So if you look here, I have already covered the bust dart on this side, and you can see that the dart has been transferred to the shoulder. But on this side, I did not put any line from the bust area. So if I try to fold in the bust dart here, we might have a little bit of squeeze here, which might make it difficult for you when you want to cut your fabric. So there are two options here. It's either, the first option is this. It's either you cut out your pattern and then you sew and take the bust dart after sewing. You would note the side and then you just take it neatly. That's the first option. The second option is for you to make sure that you have a style line that passes through the bust line. So like this one now, we can be deliberate to have a line come this way, so that when we cut from here, we can cut this way, and then we are sure that we have a point here, and then when you cover your bust dart here, you can have it on another, transfer to another side. I hope you can see that. And then when you sew it together, you are going to have a fitting. So I think this is a very good option. When you want to make your pattern, make sure that you have a style line touching the bust area, because we are going to close the bust dart. But if your pattern is not touching the bust area in any way, then you can sew your garment, and afterwards you can hold your bust dart. So I hope I've been able to explain that. So because I actually want you to understand every of the tutorial. And then on the back side too, the back is okay, there's no correction, nothing, but just make sure that you don't forget to hold your shoulder here, your shoulder intake here. We normally take 0. This one is 0.25, while the front is 0.5. Make sure you tighten the neck here. So the next thing we'll do now is we'll go to our sleeve. So for our sleeve, we'll be needing the fabric we're going to use. So this is the fabric we're using to make the sleeve. So what you do is you fold your fabric into 4. This is into 2, and then this is into 4, this way. And then from this sharp end here, you are going to measure the length of the base you are going to use for the construction. So from here, I'm going to measure 4. So I'm going to move it round, and I'm going to make sure it is 4 all the way. I'm holding the tip, and then I'm going to make sure I have 4 all the way. 4 all the way. So if you want your rose, if you want it to be bigger, you can use 6 and add 2 inches as much as you want, but I want my own to just be 4. If you want it to be smaller, you can use 2.5. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it on that 4-inch line this way. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'm going to open it up, and you can see after opening up, I've already ironed it, so I can see some marks that I've placed on it. So what you're going to do next is from the center here, this is the center here. So from this center, I'm going to mark 1 inch out this way, 1 inch out this way, and then 1 inch, 1 inch, like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then on this center part again, from the center, I'm going to mark out 1 inch. This is the second one, and then till I get to the end. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to form a spiral, and I'm using 1 inch interval. I want to make a spiral. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting a dot, 1 inch interval. If this is your first time on this channel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're a subscriber already, thank you so much for subscribing. So right now, this is what we have. So I want you to just watch what I'm going to do now. From this center here, you can pick any point and then just start rolling you can just start joining the points together this way. We are trying to make a spiral. So now that I'm here, I'm going to move to the next one, and then I'm going to join the points this way. I hope you understand what I'm doing. This way, join it to the next one, join to the next one, and then once I'm done, I'll move to the next one. I hope you can see what I'm doing. We're already forming a spiral here. Join to the next one, this way. And I'm going to continue until I exhaust the line. So now this is the final point. So you can see now that we already have a spiral. So you're going to do that, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add interface. So already you're going to cut another size of this, and you're going to add your interface. So I've cut another one, and this is my interface here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this. I'm going to sew it together this way because we want to form the base we are going to use for our rose. So I'm going to sew it together here to have a strong base, and then I'm going to cut out, you're supposed to cut out the piece of material you're going to use. So the length, the wideness, the width of this is 5. You can see the width is 5, and the length is the length of this spiral times 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tape roll, and then from the middle you will hold it this way, and then you will go round and round and round the spiral till the end. Whatever value you get, you will multiply it by 3, and then you will cut out the length and the width of 5 this way, because we are going to fold it into 2. We are going to fold it into 2 this way, and on this side we will try and we'll put a gathers. We are going to sew it with a gathers. So if you have your if you have your foot, your sewing machine, if you have the foot that has gathers, like this is my own here, so I'm going to use it to sew the end here and add gathers to it. So for this one, I'm just going to sew the edges round, and then I will leave out the part where I'm going to turn it out. I'm going to sew it round, but I'm going to leave out like 5 inches where I'm going to turn it out. I have changed my foot here to the gathers. So if you don't have this kind of foot, it's not compulsory. You can just move your sewing machine to the longest stitch, and then from there you can use it you can pull it. So as you sew it, this is what you have. Like I said, it's not compulsory. You can use your machine, your straight on machine, to make long stitches, and then you pull it. I'm still going to add gathers, but I just want to make some little, I'm going to still make pleatings, but I just want to use this to reduce the length before doing that. So when I'm done, I'll show you the next thing to do. So I'm done now. It's time for me to start fixing this. So I'm going to follow the lines I have here. I'm going to start from here. All you just need to do is just to follow the lines, and I would still add pleating to it. So you just pleat a bit. You will determine how wide you want the pleating to be, or the length. So just follow the line and add your pleats. I hope you can see it coming out already. Just keep following the lines. Keep following the line. So when you are done with the first line, you move to the second line. This way it's going to overlap for you. By the time you follow the second line, it's going to start overlapping. I just want you to see what I'm doing. We are done with the first line, so now we are moving to the second line, and you can see that it's overlapping on the first line we made. It's overlapping on the first line, so that's how you are going to continue to the third line. You can see it's overlapping already, and it's coming out well. Just make sure you follow the spiral lines. You can see that it's overlapping already. Make sure you follow the spiral line and keep sewing. So you have to make sure you cover it up to the end here. Make sure you close it up and fold in to the last. This way. Everything should be sealed up. Everything should be sealed up neatly. So this is what we have for our flounce ruffle sleeve. You can see looking beautiful. You can attach this on the shoulder of your sleeve. You can also attach it on the body. This is the back, So all we need to do is just to use a hand needle to tack this on the fabric we want to use it for. Yeah, this is a bigger size of the same style, looking beautiful. Try and make yours. It's very easy and it's beautiful. So thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe before you leave. Make sure you subscribe and like. Thank you. God bless.